So I'm gonna do like a short ramble slash like tour of my setup, how I use my computer. Um, I'm a filthy distro hopper. I do it all the time. I just hopped from vanilla to Endeavor OS. Don't ask me why. I think it's just really the Neo fetch. I like the little boat thing. Um, let's talk about like my journey through stuff and what I landed on as a caveman. I'm not a programmer. Well, I guess amateur, you know. I I work a service job. And yeah, I'm not a computer guy. Well, I am a computer guy, but I'm not like I don't do it for a living. I just like fucking around. So, when I got into tiling window managers, I fell pretty hard for BSPWM, and I would use like Polybar and all that, and I went through the toils of the wiki pages and just reading manuals, and I basically taught myself how to do it all without asking anybody anything, which I felt very good about, because when you come from being like a desktop environment, like Windows kind of person, and I should say this, I've been using Linux for a long time, dude. I'm not, new to Linux. I just, you know, when you don't know about things, you don't discover. And tiling window managers was not on my radar until like, I don't know, maybe like a couple years ago when I seen i3. So I felt pretty hard for BSPWM. I wrote my own custom config. Everything was really beautiful. I have the shit backed up still. I can load it up if I want to. I just, you know, distro hopping, this and that. Not all the time do you feel like loading in your dot files and doing this and that. Sometimes you want to try new things. So I tried like basically every type of desktop environment like you could think of, you know. Before I jumped around on all that stuff, when I was on like Manjaro and like Mint and stuff using like KDE, right? And then I started maturing myself. I taught myself how to do everything in the terminal like a big boy. So, I know this is a little bit of a ramble. I'm hopping through these and I finally land on the Cinnamon desktop. And after using BSPWM for, I don't know, it was like 8 or 9 months or something like that. I found all these issues I was having with it. It's very specifically, I write music and I use Renoise. And the built-in file manager in Renoise, like the file browser, is absolute trash. It's really tiny. Wait, do I have it installed? No, I don't have it installed just yet. Anyway, that would dox me too, so I probably shouldn't open that because it says my full name on the thing. But yeah, Renoise, the file browser is tiny and it sucks. So I usually keep, a file manager open, like, like Nemo or whatever. I'll have open, and then I'll have Renoise open, and then usually I'll have like something like Tenacity, or Audacity, whichever one you use. And I can edit samples, save them, drag them into Renoise. Like that was a big thing. I sample into Renoise as well. It just gave me a flexibility with the files. And there's other circumstances I could think of, like multi-boxing RuneScape and a few other things I was doing where the being constricted to that tiling window manager just didn't work out well for me. So when I got onto Cinnamon, I noticed, hell, this thing, it's not like KD where it's all busy and shit's in weird places. You go into your settings right here. Everything, it's all right where you would expect it to be. Or like for instance on KDE or other places, when you go to look for like your display on Cinnamon, I right click, display settings is right here, bro. You know what I mean? There's no, I'm thinking through menus, like everything's just right there. And that was my biggest thing, just being able to get in the settings. And I have my settings set up to keystrokes, which is my main thing I want to talk about here. It's like people go to the tiling window managers for the keyboard efficiency, right? Because using the keyboard is always going to be a million times more efficient than clicking through menus with the fucking mouse. And right here, they give you all everything you need right here and here. I got a few custom ones. And then, you got your launchers. So I open my terminal, and everything is editable. So you can just go through, set it to whatever you're comfortable with. And then, I would say another thing that helps Cinnamon is if you go here to workspaces and see how his display view is expo grid. So if I do Control Alt and up, now I can see all my desktops. And I can even take like, oh, I'm gonna take OBS and put it on Workspace 4. And so that's really cool, right? And doing, you know, moving, scrolling through them with Control Alt left and right, very nice. As I was digging into, you know, Cinnamon, you have your desklets, like I have the time and my CPU usage to see if I'm getting bogged down by something or, whatever. Like that's pretty useful. My taskbar, it has cut, the applets I need. I took everything off of it. So, like right here, this is my power menu, powering off, logging off, all that. And I do have like an app menu, a start menu or an app menu or whatever. But that I never click on because I have it set to the Windows key, so it opens up like this. And now from here, I just use it like an app launcher because it's already selected in the search box. So like, let's say, oh, I want to open up Discord, or let's say, oh, I want to open up Zed. I open it like that. So instead of using a whole separate um app launcher like something like ULauncher, Albert, Rofi, I'm using like one of their built-in kind of applet things. And you go over here, you go to download, and that's where you get it, the Cine menu. And then yeah, you come in here and you can edit, the config of it. And go in. I turn some of this stuff off over here in behavior. You can set your key that you want it to actuate on. Appearance, you go in here, you can do like whatever stupid custom or whatever, icon thing you want. Very nice. So yeah, so it ends up being like I don't use the mouse typically unless I'm playing a game or I'm like editing a photo or, whatever. Very nice. Super efficient. I mean, and then, obviously you can go in and set all your, I have like flame shot on S so I can, take whatever screenshot situation I need. Cinnamon has like the tools that you need to be efficient. I don't know why I don't really see a lot of these videos about cinnamon at all, or even ricing cinnamon or making cinnamon look nice. Like this looks nice. It's very clean. It's super minimal. Even with my stupid little taskbar at the bottom. Oh, funny thing. So I initially was doing this where I didn't have the time on the taskbar. When you have a full screen window open, you can't see what time it is. So that's why that's there. But yeah, I mean, this is my rant and ramble about why I love cinnamon, why I think it's like efficient. It doesn't have the issues that other desktop environments have, like KDE, where it's just, it's all glitchy looking and weird. I don't get much of that at all. If I'm compiling, and I'm switching around trying to do stuff, I'll get a little bit of a stutter, but that is so infrequent. Like I don't even honestly ever notice it. Whereas with KDE, when you're doing all sorts of stuff with it, and I've seen Brody made like a video where he was talking about moving your cache onto a separate drive, so you're not double writing a drive while KDE is trying to process animations and stuff like that, and that's the reason why it does that. But at the end of the day, like I don't want to have to do a hacky solution. Like this shit should have just been fixed and built the right way. So and Cinnamon doesn't have none of that. None of that. So that's why I'm here. That's why I do this. That's why, I mess around with it because it's just too good. And yeah, this is gonna be the end of my love note to Cinnamon. Also, like Linux Mint Debian edition is fire. I'm not like a biggest Debian guy ever, but I've used it on my laptop for like a while. Well, one of my ThinkPads, and it is insanely good. All right, end of rant. I'll check you guys later. Peace.